Well, we like to bring you all the coverage here on the Carvana PPA Tour, and it's time to introduce the third member of our crew. We've got Hannah Johns on Championship Court with our winners in men's semifinals, Riley Newman and Matt Wright. Take it away, Hannah.
Thanks, Cameron. Welcome back to Championship Court. These guys are headed on to the final later on today. Guys, how are you feeling about your game after that match?
Yeah, feeling pretty good. I mean, kudos to DJ and Jay. They played lights out. They played really well. We had to bring our level there, bring our energy high. Luckily, the crowd really brought the energy today. So look at them, hear them. I mean, I'm not going to lie. I felt like the crowd was a little quiet on Friday, but they are bringing it today. So I'm happy to see it.
All right, guys, level it up. I want to talk a little bit about the partnership you saw across the net. It is a brand new partnership. How do their games come together?
Yeah, the first thing we noticed was just DJ's playing with the new paddle. We just really felt his shots. They were heavy. He was smacking the ball. So you have to be very, very careful when attacking him right now. And then Jocelyn with his dinking. He's very steady. He's very athletic. So I think their games complement each other very well, and they'll be a force this year.
Well, a bit of a rough start to yesterday and today with all the rain. But how do you stay focused and dialed in a sport that is weather dependent?
Well, I have a flight to Australia from LAX at 9 p.m. tonight, so my focus is to speed it up. Let's get these matches going, finish as quick as I can. But no, I'm happy to be playing in both finals today, so I'm ready to rock and roll and bring the energy today.
All right, guys, good luck later on today.
Thank you.
All right, Riley Newman has got a flight to catch to Australia, so we got to get these matches rolling for him. We want him to make sure to catch that flight. So he mentioned he's going to be playing in 2 finals. Well, it's not just going to be the men's final. He's also in that mixed final. We'll have all the coverage for you right here on Tennis Channel.
Brewed with Valencia orange and coriander, Blue Moon is one of a kind. Something this unique could hang in a gallery. But then, you wouldn't be able to grab it. Sure, something so well crafted might belong in a frame, but then you wouldn't be able to drink it. So, we framed it with our signature glass instead. Blue Moon, one of a kind, every time.
At Baird, we offer a different, more holistic approach to wealth management. With your career, family, friends, and community, finding time for you and making sure your family's financial plans are on track can be a real challenge. At Baird, our financial advisors get it. We'll partner with you to create a unique financial plan and coordinate with your legal and tax advisors to bring it all together so you have more time for what matters most.
Well, we just saw the men's semifinal. Now it's time to get to the pro women's doubles semifinal. Next up on Championship Court, it's the #1 team, Lucy Kovalova, as well as her partner, Callie Jo Smith, a partnership we saw just a year ago, facing off against a new partnership of Jana Grechkina and Catherine Parento. So they're going to be taking Championship Court as they get set to find a spot in the finals. So much happening here on Championship Sunday. We've had quarterfinals, semifinals, and it's been a full day of coverage. Just take a look at the epic environment we have here at Mission Hills Country Club. Cameron Irwin alongside Dave Fleming. our resident senior pro that likes to hang out in the booth and does a fantastic job. So I got to get a little bit of expectations on this one, Dave, women's semifinals.
Well, here's the deal. This match features a team that was red hot at the start of 2022, that being Kovalova and Smith. They were this new team coming together, and we're like, how's that going to work? And boom, boom, boom. They're winning. They're wrecking people at the start of the year. End of the year, not as good. So they finished down. I talked to both of them at the end of the year, and they said, you know what? We're looking forward to a recharge. We're not looking for new partners by any stretch of the imagination. And because of their great start to the year, that's why they're the #1 seed coming into with all the points. On the other side, Parento and Grechkina playing together. Parento's been through several partners. She had the Anna Lee Waters tryout, which went well. She won twice with them, but not playing with her today. So a lot of two-handed backhand firepower on this court.
Without a doubt. So let's get you introduced to some of the players right now. Returning the ball is Yana Grechkina. She's going to play on that right side. Catherine Parento now on the left on the near side of your screen. And Dinky on the backhand side with the long, beautiful braid is Callie Jo Smith out of Utah. And Lucy Kovalova now resides in Kansas, Wichita. Fantastic tennis player, both of them actually. Fantastic tennis players in their own right, coming on over to the pickleball world. Lucy Kovalova. Dangerous two-handed backhand.
Point.
And letting the ball go is a skill, Cameron. Like, why have to hit 8 more balls when all you can do is olay and let it go? So good recognition there and a good start for the top seed.
Yana Grechkina, this is a fantastic partnership in terms of finding a partner in Catherine Parento, one of the most veteran players on tour for Yana, so she's got to be feeling pretty good about herself, partnered up alongside her.
Yeah, she has to make sure she's not feeling the pressure of that, because if you perform well, you get to keep her. If you don't, what will happen there? So opportunity, that's what these players all want, and certainly Yana's got that today.
Massive pressure from Catherine Parento.
Yeah, Parento just switched to Selkirk as her paddle sponsor. So you see she's got the smiley face Power Air paddle there in the Invicta shape. So, you know, you don't have a lot of time to dial that in when you're switching to a new paddle. So still a work in progress, but playing very well with it.
Anna playing with the carbon as well, and a new paddle in the hand of Lucy Kovalova as well. New Onyx carbon face paddle. Maybe carbon all over. We got to get a little bit of a better look on that new Onyx.
Yeah, and it's definitely carbon, and you know, her partner played with the same paddle as her all year long, did Callie Smith. Callie has not made the transition yet. We'll see if she chooses to.
Point.
That ball long.
And I think the big difference there is the spin and the comfort. So why would you change? Because you're watching everybody on the other side shaping the ball different than they ever had before, and you got to catch up to that.
Yeah, that carbon fiber providing a little bit more grit and grip to the ball, so you can spin it a little bit more, almost acting a little bit more like strings on a tennis racket.
4-3-1.
So 4-3 now for the #1 seed on the first serve. Yana Grechkina taking a step off the kitchen line, looking to go line to line, misses.
Yeah, when you take a step back and then want to roll it, the net's 34 inches in the middle and 36 on the outside. You're going over the higher part of the net, and you have to make it bounce. That's a tougher ball to make. And there's the most athletic lady on tour as it relates to working out and showing it. I mean, Callie Jo Smith is a beast.
I mean, her physicality is so impressive, and it's hard-earned. She spends so much time on her physical fitness, and it shows up in her game so beautifully.
6-3-2.
Nice job cutting off that angle for Callie Jo Smith.
Side out.
However, that one gets a little away from her.
Yeah, so when Grechkina ends up on the left side, which will be a rare sighting, but she's got a beautiful two-handed backhand roll, so she's going to be okay if she heads over there. But it is Parento who wants to drive and be that dominant player on the left here. It's just Grechkina knows she's going to have to hit a lot of balls at the kitchen line.
Side out.
And the off speed again, there's so many different ways you can deceive your opponent in terms of where your shot selection is going to go, and pace is one of those.
6-3-1.
Yes, and usually when people hear pace, they think hit it 1,000,000 miles an hour. Not the case. Although if you want to hit it 1,000,000 miles an hour for a winner, as Kovalova did right there, by all means. And that's, you have to have all of it in your game, or you're not going to play in a semifinal.
No, not at this level.
Point.
Might be able to rip away at the
Timeout
amateur
receivers.
level. And speaking of amateurs, as it is now 8-3, there were 1,200 amateurs also playing this weekend in Rancho Mirage here at Mission Hills. So it's been so fun to see the pickleball community come together again for the first time in 2023.
You got a dog.
Hi.
Oh, what you got there? All right, go get it. Yeah, good boy.
Dibs, I got it first.
When it comes to lasting relationships, we're thinking of every mile. The new Hyundai Tucson. It's your journey.
Women's semifinal action taking place now at the Masters, brought to you by Hyundai. It's been a fun event here for 4 days to this point. Women's singles, women's doubles, and of course mixed, all taking place, as well as men's doubles and men's singles. This is Championship Sunday. We'll find out who our big-time champions are later on today. Right now the score 8-3, make it 9-3 for the #1 seed for women's doubles, Lucy Kovalova and Callie Jo Smith. Shallow return. Some creative play, but Yana Grechkina, that's incredible movement from her.
Yeah, she's got that movement. She played high-level college tennis, so she's used to moving her body and swinging. It's just getting comfortable with a new partner here against the top seed.
And that is a nice shot from Yana Grechkina. You mentioned high-level tennis. She played at the University of Missouri, Kansas City, and of course, Kansas City, Missouri.
3-9-1.
The Summit League. She's part of the Ruse.
Let's go Rouge.
Second serve.
And just as we say, let's go Rouge, she rooted into the net.
Yeah.
So we tried.
Yeah, she's also originally out of Vladimir, Russia. That's her hometown.
3-9-2.
Daughter of Igor and Tatiana.
Side out.
And married to Ben Newell on the tour. So I think you'll see Newell and not
9-3-1.
Grechkina going forward as the name in the draw. Got married last year.
Second
That
serve.
ball just wide. Starting to find a little bit more rhythm now. It feels like Grechkina maybe a bit more comfortable on the
9-3-2.
left.
Yeah, I know Parento does not want to keep it that way, but they will when they're on an odd and returning.
There's that two-handed backhand you've mentioned multiple times. That one getting away from her a bit. Tough to have that backhand defense on the forehand side.
Yeah, everyone has a side they'd rather defend from, and if you keep making them pull the ball off the ground, it's always going to go up or into the net.
Point, game, 11-3.
11-3, quick work for the #1 seed, Kovalova and Smith. As a reminder, this is a team that is new together, Grechkina and Parento, so look for them to find a little bit more rhythm now into game number 2.
Match point, it's all up to me. Nothing can get in my way. And when they ask, what are you gonna do next? I'll say, I'm going. Oh.
We're going to Margaritaville!
You can go to Margaritaville too. Visit MargaritavilleResorts.com.
There's a shot in pickleball called Ernie.
An Ernie is one of my favorite shots.
An Ernie is a trick shot in pickleball, or a sick trick, as the locals call it.
In pickleball, you're not allowed to step in the kitchen zone unless the ball bounces in the kitchen.
A player can jump and hit the ball in the air and then land on the sideline of the kitchen.
So you're cutting the kitchen so you can hit the ball out of the air.
That way, even though they volleyed the ball, their feet were never in the non-volley zone or the kitchen, and therefore they never broke the rule.
It's a huge advantage because you can close that court and make the court so much smaller.
Why is this shot so effective? Well, it takes time away from your opponents, it surprises them, and also it looks super cool when you're actually flying around and hitting an Ernie.
Ernie is, I guess, a sick trick if you're Irina Tereshchenko, but it's time to get set for game number 2. Let's see if we can find some of those Ernies here in this second game. Women's semifinal action. Yana Grechkina gets us started.
Side out.
And I'm sure Riley Newman was like, oh, nice. You put the Ernie piece together, and I tagged Ben Johns in it. Perfect. Thank you, producers.
Riley might have picked the clips for that highlight. A lob, but well managed. She's only 5'2", folks, but Yana Grechkina's got an overhead.
Let's go, Ruse. I mean, that's what a tennis background really helps you, because going backwards and then being able to set your feet and have the paddle in the proper position and crack it with a wrist swing, man, that's good by Grechkina.
Not to mention looking into the sun.
Yes. Heavy degree of difficulty there.
Lisa Kovalova will return, originally out of Slovakia. She's part of the junior national tennis program growing up. That's some pace ace from Callie Joe.
Yes, blunt force trauma on that. And it's hard because tennis players are used to letting that ball bounce up really high. Look at how low she had to get to smoke that down. Really smart feet by Callie Smith there.
Ball got a little extra help from the net, popped over the paddle of Smith.
1-0.
Rancho engaged in the offseason to her partner Athena Truo, so a lot of good stuff for her coming off court.
Ball coming quickly to Callie, getting a bit of a hit there.
2-0.
Congratulations to Athena and Catherine, like you mentioned. Man, back-to-back wicked backhands for Grechkina and Parento.
Yeah, just looking a little more comfortable over there is Grechkina. And they like to play with the fire. Parento, when she's going, will run to the line to serve.
Catherine working out of the middle, trying to find the crossbody speed up. So often we've, especially in the last year, the crossbody has kind of become common, especially in the professional game. And maybe after this ball, you can explain why it's so challenging to have to defend against. Beautiful defense from Parento. Wow. Defense to offense. I mean, it goes back and forth with these women on the court.
Yeah, so you're trying to fill middle if you're the left side player. So the outside hip is the target. The challenge on both sides is there's no doubles alley, okay? Tennis Channel watching, we don't have a doubles alley. So the margins to keep that in are really difficult because you don't have as much. It's only 20 feet wide, so you have to be so accurate when you do that, but players are that good.
Paddle also primarily sitting on that forehand side at that moment, so you got to carry it to the left. That's even more challenging. I mentioned no alleys. Lisa Kovalova is fantastic doubles player. She played #1 doubles for Wichita State for the Shockers for 4 years.
Side out.
So you saw Parento go to the two-handed backhand there, and if you don't ever dink with a two-hander, you saw Kovalova was ready if that even came over because she knew it was coming with pace. Everything's got to look the same to be more effective.
I could tell in poker.
And guess who got caught with her foot in the cookie jar there? Callie Smith. Beautiful roll from Grechkina.
More concerned about why your foot's in the cookie jar.
Well, you're, you want those chocolate chips down at the bottom.
Point. 1-3-2.
1-3. Second serve now. Important to note, Grechkina and Parento back to having Parento on the left side as she just misses that about 6 inches long from the baseline.
2-3-2.
Second attempt at the lob, and both have gone the direction of that receiving it. Grechkina and Parento.
Yeah, so we talked about tennis stars, Michigan State Spartan, Catherine Parento there. Again, that is not easy, going backwards, getting the paddle, eyes in the sun, and still hitting winners against two of the best players in the world. So really nice by Parento there.
Uh-oh.
Okay.
Uh-oh, we heard it, you heard it. Callie Jo Smith is making some noise, and that means she's ready to roar.
Yeah, that is another player that likes to play with intensity and with volume.
Side out.
It's a nice shot from Lucy Kovalova.
And here's what happens. Her volume goes, and you know what goes with it? The Lucy Kovalova fist to the penthouse. So they feed off each other, and that's a big part of why they're so successful.
Nice reset there from Catherine. Ooh, and she's starting to get a little chippy with herself as well.
2-3-2.
Getting head nod going. Things close here early in game 2.
Point.
Oh my. That's full force, Callie Joe.
Yep, that's the Wednesday night
3-3-2.
workout on display right there, and just on it.
Side out.
Catherine Brento, I swear, looks like she's playing Twister out there. That backhand ended up down on the ground after playing this defensively.
3-3-1.
Yeah, and there's that cross-court attack again, but Parento's able to handle it.
Ooh. I'm liking that maneuver, flapping her wings, trying to stay out of the kitchen is Yana Grechkina.
Yeah, like it was on the edge of the ledge and just find my balance, and she did, because even if you would have followed through after the ball had well left her paddle, it would have been a fault.
There's a whole different level of pickleball here in game 2.
Second serve.
Really nice dink, however, just wide of the court. It was a nice idea. Nearly caught Callie had that been in.
Second serve. Nope.
Second serve.
Let's get the mechanics sorted out here. I really like the ball that Grechkina hit there, just missed it, because Smith was in trouble.
Point.
Trying to unwind the stack now are Lucy Kovalova and Callie Smith.
5-3-2.
Score is 5-3 in favor of Grechkina and Parento. Make it 6-3, and it feels as if they're just, it's not to say just as aggressive, and it's a third shot drive or more speed ups, but it's coming in just about every phase of the game for those two.
Yeah, and you got to hit a better return.
Yeah.
And if they're firing away and you're just lobbing lob gives you time, but it also sets up a big drive to come at you. So can they keep it going? We'll find out right after this.
The future of pickleball is here. Welcome to Top Court. For my top tip, when it comes to hitting serves, you want your serves to land back here in this area.
You want to keep that paddle towards your body, and it's more of a push with my shoulder.
Thank you to Pickle Roll. It can be installed anywhere, temporarily or permanently on any flat area. So I have a feeling Pickle Roll is going to be a big part of our future.
So we are in the middle of women's semifinal action on Championship Court, but if you are also tuning in to our outer court coverage, there's a fantastic semifinal taking place on the men's side. Not going to give you the spoilers here, so go take a look, because Ben Johns and his brother Colin are taking on Dylan Frazier and J.W. Johnson, and I'm just going to say it was a close first game. You can catch, of course, our dual court coverage here on the Carvana PPA Tour. And it just continues right now for Grechkina and Parento. Everything's going their direction.
Yeah, and a fadeaway lob against two ladies that have cracked a couple overhead, just not the right shot selection there.
I do feel as if Grechkina and Parento, though, are playing pretty fearless in their shot selection. Things going their direction, they're feeling the rhythm.
Yeah, and you saw Grechkina on the ball right before that. The backhand can fill the middle, especially a wicked two-handed one. So don't listen to coaches that say it's forehand always has the middle. Not true.
Hello, Annalie Waters.
Yes, and Jana Grechkina Newell right there. So that's an impressive run from the 4 seed.
3-9-1.
Now 3-9, 6-point differential. And that's the difference. You mentioned the two-hand backhand like it's a tell, but that time she actually goes a little more deception.
She goes soft, and the other difference is the court positioning. So Kovalova has switched over to the left side, so Callie Smith hadn't even seen that in front of her yet to know that it's pace. But if Parento does add variety, then that thing is dangerous.
4-9-2.
It's a great call by you on the switch from Kovalova and Smith. Saw a handful of points yesterday in their previous match. Oh, and she just pulls that crossbody wide.
And there's, you know, I know you hate that you missed that, but in complete command in that point, you've got the top seed not playing the way they started the match by switching. All of the tells within this match are saying we are in a good spot. Just throw that away. You got to make sure it doesn't spill into this point. And that's where you can't miss a serve because you have them going, I can't believe I missed that ball. And when somebody's off just a little bit mentally, you can get another mistake. You didn't even give them a chance to miss it.
There's room to take advantage in that moment. Absolutely right. Oh, that was a wind up from Jana Grechkina. If that was on the other side, I'd be running the other direction.
You better have your paddle up, folks.
More like a bulletproof vest. My goodness. And flying into that forehand is Jana Grechkina.
And she's able to roll it with that carbon paddle and gets it down at the feet of Kovalova. My goodness, game point. Hello.
Tough. She was pushed all the way back to the video board. It's hard to add pace. I know that sounds weird, but some of those overheads, the ball just kind of dies after the fact. So got to add a little extra. So much needed side out for Kovalova and Smith here.
Second serve.
Grechkina speeding it up in front of her, and Parento is ready, even though that wasn't the best ball. That one right there, Kovalova got a lot of it, but Parento's ready. So that's that complimentary pickleball that is why they have the lead.
And another, just the only errors we've seen really in the last few points from Grechkina and Parento is just overcooking something. That ball's high, but floated shallow enough. Out of bounds. Ooh, protecting that line is Grechkina.
Yeah, and you know, we talked about the two-handed backhand a lot in tennis, and we're on Tennis Channel. You want to hit that two-hander and follow through. In pickleball, you got to follow through and stop and be ready for the next one, and if you're not, you will miss. Got to be ready for the next and the next. Sometimes it's 3 or 4.
Game point, Grechkina and Parento.
Second serve.
Stared at the line there, so I'll give her that. I'll say, okay, didn't get the bounce that she exactly wanted.
Another game point opportunity. and flicked straight up the line from Catherine Parento. So a tell of 2 different games. Wow, what a turnaround. They dropped the first 3-11. Came back 11-6 in game 2.
And you saw Kovalova slides and sits backhand. So if you get it on the right side of her body, like Parento did right there, you'll have a winner. So my goodness, game 3 is going to be fun, and it's coming up next.
We owe great times to good friends, to the glasses that spark conversation, to the ideas that then pour out. Ours came from a night like that, and somehow survived the morning after to make our own tequila. It wasn't meant to leave our house, but since we made this for friends, we thought it wouldn't hurt to make a few more. Grab a glass, amigo. Our tequila is your tequila. Our casa is your casa.
Oh, will you pause it real quick? Just sold the car to Carvana. Okay, hit play, please.
What? When did you do that?
I just did it the other day. All I had to do was enter the VIN or license plate, answer a couple of questions, and got a real offer in seconds. Then they just picked up the car and paid me right on the spot.
I can finally quit my job and become an actor. No, you're right.
Sell your car at Carvana.com today.
There's never been a better time to get away. With a great deal on the Hyundai you've always wanted. With America's best warranty and up to 3 years complimentary maintenance. It's your journey. Own every mile at the Hyundai Getaway Sales Event. Hurry in to get our best deals of the season. Get in and get away.
Get 0% APR financing plus 0 payments for 90 days on select vehicles. Now, during the Hyundai Getaway Sales Event.
2 courts of coverage coming to you here on the Carvana PPA Tour. This is one of the beautiful elements in 2023. You're getting the double box. So Ben Johns and Colin Johns are out in the semifinal matchup versus J.W. Johnson and Dylan Frazier. And get this, they dropped the first game 9-11. That's the #1 seed, having dropped a game. So right now they are up though 5-3 in game number 2. That's out on the grandstand. Meanwhile, championship court. This is game 3 action starting now. Wicked fast hands from J.W. Johnson on that. That's what has propelled him to such great success out on the grandstand, but time to full focus in here to women's semifinal game 3 coverage.
Yeah, the question here is, can Grechkina and Parento just be committed to that more aggressive style that got them? You just can't change just because it's the 3rd game or you're worried. And that's a perfect example. I want her to keep going for that if I am the coach of that team. Be the aggressor. That's why we won game 2.
Yeah, and they were winning some of those hands battles when they were being the aggressor in game number 2. Don't need to be reckless, just need to be disciplined. And again, to the point, a great shot from Yana Grechkina.
Yeah, we talked before, there's obviously no strings, but as you watch Grechkina, she is absolutely swiping the outside of the ball when she's up at the kitchen line, rolling it. And you get a similar effect to the tennis racket on strings.
Yeah, there's a little bit of the shake and bake from the drive, the 3rd shot drive of Yana Grechkina, the closing effect of Catherine Parento. Fantastic footwork from Parento. Back-to-back backhand dinks. This time she works a little inside out. Nice shot from Callie Jo Smith, bodying up Grechkina.
Yeah, and that point was actually lost on the choice of who hit the 3rd. Grechkina's been on fire. Parento's got to get out of there, let her go and be a menace at the net. So as an aggressive left side player, go be aggressive. If your partner's on fire with their 3rds, let them do it.
0-2-2.
It's a great point by you, dependent on the location of the return, but more often you're seeing players, it's who's doing a better job on the 3rd that's coming in and crashing, or allowing their partner to come in and crash, excuse me. And that's a bit of a reach there from Catherine Parento.
Yeah, and she knows it, and I think the key here in the game one when they were behind, Catherine tried to do a little too much. Jana's playing fantastic. Let her do her thing.
Shallow return and a big swing to another big swing. That's tough to do.
So if you do hit the shallow return, your mindset has to change immediately. Reset and get to the kitchen. Can't just swing away from that midpoint.
Side out.
And a side out now.
And some volume from Grechkina there too. Okay.
2-2-1. Point.
And that's not like Callie Jo Smith to miss that ball right there.
Yeah, she didn't move her feet. So a little slide there, and that ball was right at her face. So one way or the other would have been perfect.
Second serve.
Okay, it's Lucy's turn to show us that she can hit an overhead. Another beauty there from Callie Smith. Again, the 10. Oh, okay. She was able to reset her foot, so there was a push off.
Smith and Kovalova now on defense. Is chasing that forehand, and she adds the pace.
And she's got Catherine Parento at the end of the point, pointing at her. Look at her right there. That's what this is all about. We saw a very disjointed new team in game one. Now, Catherine is saying, shine the light on Jana, and for all the right reasons.
4-2-2.
She's stepping up to the opportunity right now. And I love this. So instead of going up the middle, which she just did on the previous ball, she flicks that ball up the line. It's now 5-2.
You know, and this is that interesting place. Do you call timeout or not? Because we will have the automatic timeout switching sides at 6, but Kovalova and Smith have seen enough. They're calling it here.
Yeah, trailing by 3. They're going to take an extra second to try and figure out their strategy to get back in this.
Why is Aaron happy? Well, just days ago, his old wheels gave out. But he knew Carvana had his back. That's because Carvana had tens of thousands of cars under $20,000. So Aaron's folks could help him out with a sweet ride.
No way.
Yes way. With the most cars under $20,000 and our car vending machines, we'll drive you happy at Carvana.
So just take a look at this. This is your Grandstand Court and Championship Court here at the Hyundai Masters. Right now, the #1 seed on the men's side is in a little bit of trouble as they dropped game one. Ben Johns and Colin Johns, 9-11 on the grandstand, and are now trailing 5-7 in game number 2 to Dylan Frazier and J.W. Johnson. Meanwhile, Championship Court has an update as they now find the change of ends come out in game number 3. It is now an advantage even greater to Grechkina and Parento as they find that 6-point mark.
Yeah, this is a huge upset brewing over here on Grandstand. Ben Johnson's played against J.W. Johnson 13 times in doubles with a couple different partners, has lost but one time. So 1-12 is what J.W. Johnson's record was coming into this. They did win in a very windy condition at the PPA Riverland Open last year, did Dylan Frazier and J.W. 11-5, 11-3. Otherwise, it's been all Ben, either with his brother or other partners against J.W. Johnson. But this is big time.
Real big time. Right now, the score out there is 8-5 in favor of J.W. Johnson and Dylan Frazier, although Ben Johns now with the serve.
Second serve.
And everything's working on the other side for Grechkina as that ball stays in.
Two, 6-2.
It is 2-6 on championship court. Second serve. Both of these are semifinals, so winners here will head off to the finals.
3-6-2.
We'll be playing our finals 2 out of 3 games
And
today.
there's something going on with Colin John's hand or wrist. I didn't see what caused that, but his left hand is bothering him, and baby brother's trying to understand what's going on there. So a medical issue of some variety here going on.
Mind you, the score is 6-8 out there, so you can see the grandstand just behind championship court. That's a great view from our jib camera here on championship court.
Second serve.
And all of a sudden, the energy is starting to flow the other way. The crowd's starting to help Kovalova and Smith as they earn that rally.
I can't overrule it. Can you see it?
Wow, so that ball called out of bounds after contact was made.
Yes, that was very interesting timing there. Impossible for us to tell.
But it cannot be overruled, so the call will stand.
Point.
So a point for Kovalova and Smith now. 2 back.
4-6-1.
Nice job, Catherine Parento, on the winning end of that firefight.
Yeah, Kovalova likes to take big swings, and you see how she has the backhand loaded, but jammed her in the body and can't extend those arms.
Point.
Grechkina was able to extend those arms, but got to swing through it, not straight down, and a 6-2 lead is now just 1.
We're back underway on Grandstand as well. A missed dink off the paddle of Lucy Kovalova.
Kovalova's sliding and trying to favor that backhand, so such a smart shot by Parento. There's danger of missing it wide. Kept it in, beautifully done.
Second serve.
However, they did earn 3 back. It was 6-2, now 6-5 on second serve. Grandstand 7-9. John's brothers still trailing by 2. And again, another overcooked ball from Grechkina.
Huge drive from Parento again. Don't have to take that paddle all the way back. Just compact. Still the 2E is fine. Just not a big swing. That was a perfect setup to get up to 7.
So much spin on that ball. Oh man, a couple beautiful rolling volleys off the paddle of Grechkina. But if I'm Grechkina and Parento, that's exactly what I'm doing, taking a timeout, because here come Kovalova and Smith. They are gritty and they will grind points out. Fierce as ever on championship court as they are now down by just one. Let's take a look now at the grandstand. Score again, game one, 11-9. Dylan Frazier and J.W. Johnson. And now everyone's dinking middle. Quick hands, and again, the firefight to J.W. Johnson.
I mean, Ben John's got exactly what he wanted and clobbered a backhand, and J.W. Johnson's like, you got to hit more than that, brother, and then he finishes.
The score out there now in game two is 9-7, as J.W. Johnson will have a serve on their first. Second serve out on grandstand. Back on championship court, out of the timeout. Everybody's dinking middle now. Waiting for somebody to take a shot, and there it is. The counter punches are just so deadly.
They are, and the Johns brothers are able to get the ball back and not let Frazier and Johnson get to 10, so it's 7-9.
Second serve.
7-6 on championship court. Second serve there. And another, so here again, all gas, no brakes for Kovalova and Smith. They're up by 2 now.
8-6-2.
Meanwhile, 8-9, John's brothers trailing by 1 on grandstand. Make it 9-9. They're like Rafa Nadal out there. They're never out of a match, the Johns brothers. So you better watch out as things are tied up 9 apiece on grandstand. After that timeout comes to a conclusion, we'll check back in on the grandstand. And sliding, but a little bit the wrong direction, catching Lucy Kovalova.
Yeah, so now Parento's showing some variety on that backhand side over there. She had Kovalova bailing, so then you can push her back and then flick it at her. Really smart combination from Parento.
Second serve.
And a stink there from Yana Grechkina. Again, Cameron Irwin alongside Dave Fleming. Grandstand court now back underway. Reminder, it is 9-9 out there in game 2. Side out on championship court.
8-7-1.
Dylan Frazier's working just off the line now. Ben Johns looks like he's trying to take over. Too much pace from J.W. Johnson. And too much pace from Yana Grechkina. All cylinders are firing right now.
There's too much pace at Mission Hills Country Club.
8-7-2.
8-7 on championship court. Ben Johns again doing Ben John things on grandstand. It is now 10-9 on grandstand in favor of the Johns. Oh man, this is fun.
This is
This
the
is why
best.
we love two-course coverage. It's coming down to the wire here in semifinal action. Ball earned back by J.W. Johnson and Dylan Frazier. And another point for Kovalova and Smith after the speed up into the net from Catherine Parento. So it is now match point on championship court. A spot in the finals up for grabs.
10-7-2.
Oh my goodness, put a little magic magic on that one is Yana Grechkina.
And putting a little magic on it on the grandstand was Ben Johns, so they get the ball back.
So a ball back. Now an opportunity to score some points on championship court. Ball out of bounds, so one more ball needed for Kovalova and Smith for the side out. Still 10-9 for Johns and
7-10-2.
Colin and Ben, excuse me. Long deep rally on the grandstand. Outstretched J.W. Johnson. What a play, though, on championship court. Fist pumps from Yana Grechkina as they earn one back, 8-10. And the rally's still going on the grandstand. Who will take the first shot? It's going to be Ben Johns. The counter was there, but that is game point. So 11-9, 11-9. They're going to 3 games on the grandstand. It is now 8-10. Grechkina and Parento still maintain the serve. Beautiful return by Callie Jo Smith. That put them in a box right there.
They get all the way to 9, but don't tie it, so it's 10-9.
10-9-1.
Match point. Looking to that right side of Kovalova. Saved by Grechkina. Again, who will be the aggressor? There it is, Kovalova and Smith. The #1 seed survive after dropping game number 2. Gritty, unbelievable play from those two, taking the 2-point win in game 3.
Switch sides down 6-2, so they really had to dig in, and they had to put the pressure back on Grechkina and Parento. That was a ridiculous scorpion. The crowd loves the net court. It's like fireworks, the oohs and ahs, and then it's Kovalova and Smith who finish it off. Just a tremendous forehand right there by Kovalova. My goodness, take a deep breath out there, everybody. What a 15-minute run of the best pickleball in the world. We'll be right back.
What are you guys doing?
We're getting our duper tattoos.
You know it changes every match, right?
Oh,
Duper, keeping tattoo removers in business by updating after every match. Download the app and claim your free profile today.
Can you change that 6 to an 8?
I sure can try.
Podiums are reserved for winners. No one ever said getting there would be easy. So we work, we drill, we train. And while we do whatever it takes to gain even the slightest edge, we found our biggest. Electrum has the most grit for spin and touch without sacrificing any power. Electrum, earn your edge.
This spring, you don't have to be a baller to buy like one. With a power bid approval from Guaranteed Rate, you can go head-to-head with cash offers and win. Call a Guaranteed Rate loan officer today.
Man, we're having so much fun here on Championship Sunday for the Hyundai Masters event. Hannah Johns is now on Championship Court with our victors in women's semifinals.
After an absolute battle, they're headed to the final later on here today. Guys, congratulations. Your opponents really battled back in game 2. They came out with renewed firepower. What did you know you need to do to shut them down?
Well, they're fighters. Yana and Catherine have always been fighters. They're never going to give up. So every point's a battle. But that's where, honestly, that's where good chemistry with a partnership comes in. Very handy because Lucy keeps me calm and helps me have fun on the court. And honestly, that's the biggest thing for me. If we can have fun on the court and keep battling back and having fun, even when we're losing, or down, not losing, but down. That makes the biggest difference overall. So once we kind of settled down and started having some more fun, it was a lot easier to come back.
Well, Lucy, we saw you switch to the left side at one point during game 2. You chose to move back, take over the right again. What were you trying to achieve with that?
I think we were really down in game 2, so that's why it's okay. I'll just give them some different look, try something different. Well, it didn't work out, so starting in game 3, we went back. But I would like to say thank you to Callie. She carried the team today, especially in the last half of the 3rd game. So thank you, and thank you all of you guys. You are awesome. So thank you for cheering for us, and we have one more match, so we'll be fun.
That's right. Talk about this crowd. We're out here on the green courts. We've got our all-whites. We're at Mission Hills Country Club. What's the energy like out here?
Oh, it's amazing. You guys have all been fabulous. The courts are beautiful. Mission Hills Country Club is just absolutely beautiful. I want to thank my sponsors, Onyx and Optivita Health. You guys have been fabulous and very supportive, just like all of you out here today. So thank you so much for being here and cheering and just being a wonderful crowd.
Well, folks, we are not done yet. You're going to see them later on today. Good luck in your final, ladies.
So Lucy Kovalova and Callie Smith are moving on to the final. Let's take a look and see how things are shaping up on the women's side of the draw. Waters and Bright, that's Anna Lee Waters, and a new partnership. People have been waiting to see this one. Anna Bright in a bit of a tryout run as well, facing off against Jessie Irvin and Irina Tereshchenko. That's our last semifinal to take place on the women's side. We'll be back with more after this.
Want to give pickleball a try without getting pickled? In Pickleball Magazine is partnered with Selkirk to get you started. Go to selkirk.com to get free access to an In Pickleball starter course. Plus, get exclusive deals to paddles that real pros like Tyson McGuffin use.
Cruise with Holland America Line and receive up to 30% off, a free balcony upgrade, 50% reduced deposit, free kids fares, and our signature beverage package. Book by January 31st and receive up to $400 onboard spending credit.
Want to give pickleball a try without getting pickled? In Pickleball Magazine is partnered with Selkirk to get you started. Go to selkirk.com to get free access to an In Pickleball starter course. Plus, get exclusive deals to paddles that real pros like Tyson McGuffin use.
Brewed with Valencia orange and coriander, Blue Moon is one of a kind. Something this unique could hang in a gallery. But then, you wouldn't be able to grab it. Sure, something so well crafted might belong in a frame, but then you wouldn't be able to drink it. So, we framed it with our signature glass instead. Blue Moon, one of a kind, every time.
At Baird, we offer a different, more holistic approach to wealth management. With your career, family, friends, and community, finding time for you and making sure your family's financial plans are on track can be a real challenge. At Baird, our financial advisors get it. We'll partner with you to create a unique financial plan and coordinate with your legal and tax advisors to bring it all together. So
The last women's semifinal just about to get underway on Championship Court. Cameron Irwin alongside Dave Fleming, and it has been an outstanding Championship Sunday. And here's your final matchup in terms of semifinals. It's Annalie Waters and Anna Bright as the #2 seed versus Jessie Irvin and Irina Tereshchenko, who also had a fantastic battle in the quarterfinals. I mean, these matches are coming down to the last few points. Just outstanding play from just about any party out there.
Yeah, they had to save a match point down against Lacey Schneeman and Etta Wright in their quarter just to get here. And battled their way here. We've got Ben and Colin Johns playing J.W. Johnson and Dylan Frazier. They're tied at 4 on Grandstand Court. This is what we expected when you look at all the best players being in one place. What does it take to get to Sunday? Usually quarters and semis aren't there. I'm thrilled that they are.
Everything has come down to the wire right now. You mentioned it's 4-4 out on the grandstand. That's game 3 action, and it's actually now 5-4. The Johns brothers up on top. Meanwhile, Championship Court now underway. Jessie Irvin and Irina Tereshchenko, we called their quarterfinal match out on the grandstand, and they've had some experience together, I believe, back in 2021.
Correct.
To your point. Whereas on the other side, Annalie Waters and Anna Bright. Annalie Waters is looking for a little bit of a new partner this year with Lee Waters, her mom, her traditional women's doubles partner, out with I believe, an ACL injury.
Yes.
So she'll be recovering this year. Happy healing to her. So a little bit of a tryout phase for Anna Bright and the #1 player in the world.
Yeah, this is obviously, you want to latch on to this young lady for as long as you possibly can if you're Anna Bright. And Anna Bright is a proof of how this game is changing. If you went back 15 months, you wouldn't even know who that was unless you followed Cal Bear tennis. Now she's one of the best players in the world, top pick in the Major League Pickleball draft, and here she is paired up with the best player in the world. Welcome, Anna.
And Jessie trying to take over a little bit there. Nice hands from Anna Bright. Anna Bright on the right side. You're wondering what was going to take place there. At times she's been playing primarily on the left in women's doubles.
Yeah, they've got 1 point, so are they going to play it straight? You know, all of this is work in progress.
Also important to note, Annalie Waters primarily playing on the right side. However, she's shown her chops. And one of the things she has shown in this tournament, both these athletes have talked about it, a one-hand flip for both Anna Bright as well as Annalie Waters. We saw 2 in an earlier mixed match. She was having some fun on the left with her partner, Ben Johns.
Yeah, so they're going to just play straight up. Let's see what we like. We can show them a different look. You got both of them with big two-handed backhands in the middle. We're just fine.
Second serve.
Oh my, so Tereshchenko fed. Anna Bright can't believe she didn't crack a winner there.
You, of course, will also find a few of these athletes already in a final, those 2 being Jessie Irvin and Annalie Waters. They will be playing in the mixed final. You'll be able to see that on Fox come 5 o'clock Pacific Standard Time today.
Second serve.
And we've mentioned multiple times that the Grandstand Court has been going on with a pretty gnarly matchup. It is 9-4 out there. The Johns brothers with the advantage over Dylan Frazier and J.W. Johnson in game number 3. That's the largest margin we've seen in that match. Matt Wright and Riley Newman await the men's final, men's pro doubles. So the winner of the Grandstand Court will face off against them.
Yeah, and important to get that big old goose egg off the board here for Irvin and Tereshchenko. You know you're going to be feeling pace. Let's get a couple points. They've got that now.
And Jessie takes a shot from the transition zone. Now you got the 2-box grandstand also back underway, 9-4.
3, 2, 1. Second serve.
Annalie Waters looking to finish the point. A little too much on that one.
We got a match point over on Grandstand, and they never let them get to 10 in that second game, did the Johns boys, when they were down, and now they're serving for it.
2-3-1.
So I'm telling you, Rafa, they're dangerous. Maybe down, but never out. A shot now for Dylan Frazier and J.W. Johnson. They get the serve back, down by 6.
2-3-2.
Need a miracle on Grandstand. And Jessie appears to be taking some shots right now on championship court, being pretty aggressive with her speed ups.
Yeah, you don't want to be in a just passive spot. You just need to make it. Now going for it when you are serving doesn't hurt you on the scoreboard.
And that was a thing of beauty, a combo for Annalie Waters. The one-hand flick to the two-hand finish.
Look out, ladies, more toys in the toy box.
Still 10-4 out on Grandstand.
Yeah, this will be their third match point coming up right here.
4-2-2. Side out.
Extended dink rally now on Grandstand. And not so fast. Dylan and J-Dub still staying with it. Letting that ball slide off her paddle is Jessie Irvin.
She actually does wrist and forearm exercises to enable her to be able to do that and slide it inside out and then finish right back in the same spot. That's beautiful pickleball.
One earned back for Johnson and Frazier, 5-10. Anna Bright with a tough forehand. Woo, there's some pace and flames coming out of Grandstand right now.
Dylan Frazier is just like, let's go, big boy. And unfortunately for him, he did not win that hands battle.
Fantastic reset, but the finish still on the side of Frazier and Johnson.
4-4-2.
Oh, excuse me. Yeah, 6-10 on Grandstand. 4 apiece on championship court. And again, Jessie Irvin is just crashing right now up to that kitchen line. Throwing some pace the direction of both Waters and Bright. It's another match point on Grandstand. And it's a missed third. There's a reach for Jessie Irvin. Another match ball on Grandstand.
4-4-2.
Beautiful dink from Ben Johns.
5-4-2.
Great touch from JW. The firefight goes the direction of Ben Johns. A fantastic finish out on Grandstand. 11-6 is your score, and the Johns brothers are heading to the final. It's the rematch we've all been waiting for. Riley Newman, Matt Wright, Ben Johns, and Colin Johns. Back to championship court, though, as the ladies are still looking to see who will face Callie Jo Smith and Lucy Kovalova.
Yeah, what a tremendous rally for the top seed. They were in big trouble in game number 2. Came all the way back and then were in command the whole way. So you want rivalries, Cameron? You're getting them.
Sure making the sport that much more fun. It's already a blast. We might as well just keep leveling up.
Let's do that.
The long arm of Jessie Irvin. Gosh, her extension and the power at that point of extension is phenomenal.
Yeah, you get that big long lever, which is her arm, and then she uses the wrist to help drive through it. It's just tough to deal with.
pressure from Anna Bright. She just keeps sending it.
That's the fiery nature, and Anna Lee will love playing with her from that because she'll ease into that at first, and then she'll just thrive from it as she keeps bringing that incredible heat.
Nice reach there from Anna Lee Waters, just 15 years old. She actually turned 16 this month. I think her birthday's coming up here very soon. What she's got planned for that Sweet 16.
Well, she's going to be driving, folks, so look out on the roads.
Hope someone paints her car. What honks at her on her next trip.
Second serve.
And if you're wondering what took place, the full stoppage was actually the call, which was that it was out of bounds.
Okay, and it's been overruled as
there's no
Tereshchenko and Irvin were incredulous that that was called out, and that has been overruled by the referees.
You have 6.
So you can hear Anna Lee Waters saying, let's do this. So she's kind of deciding which side of the court they will be on. It is now 5-6. Does that result in a point for Tereshchenko and Irvin?
Second serve.
Now very comfortable on that right side. You're going to see her move quite a bit. It's time to watch out for the Anna Bright two-handed backhand roll, though, now. A shot both her and her partner now possess, or have possessed from the beginning. Correct myself. There it is.
Come on. Point.
Look at Tereshchenko go running in front there.
Wrong server. There you go.
Now 6 apiece.
6-4-2. Yeah, I'll recall.
Alan Roman, our referee,
no, she
going
stopped
to
it
just
before it returned.
Oh, okay. But because I served, it already started.
She already stopped it, though.
No, my serve was playing.
Right, but she stopped it. That's different rules.
All right, so here's what we're dealing with here is the timing of when the wrong score was called. Let's just play 6-6 the right way. He called 6-4.
6-6-2.
That was the wrong score. Here we go, 6-6-2.
Fleming with your clarification, and Irina Tereshchenko. She was coming in flying.
Yeah, she came flying in on the point before. The little discrepancy there, too. I like it.
And you better be ready if you're speeding that ball up in the transition zone. That ball's coming right back at you that much quicker.
Yeah, and if Jesse's got that two-hander cocked, look out.
And that's just shy. She's looking for the ATP.
And that's the risk of the big two-handed backhand roll over there. You're going to give that away a lot. It's just got to be made by Tereshchenko. Just rust it just a tad.
Speaking of ATPs, there's one from Anna Lee Waters.
Yeah, as we talked about earlier, the net will often give you even more of an ATP to propel the ball wide, and Anna Lee Waters does indeed do it. And then an engaged paddle flicked on the ground doesn't mean it slipped out of her hands. It means it's timeout.
It is time to take a break. It's 6-8. Plenty of coaching taking place on Championship Court. That's Lee Waters, mother to Anna Lee Waters, working with Anna Bright and Anna Lee. Previously, the partnership, Anna Lee Waters and Lee Waters, is the deadly force they were in 2022. So nice to have her sitting in your box.
Yeah, it's great. You know, she hasn't had the surgery yet. She wanted to be close to this. She will have that ACL surgery after the first couple of events, so she doesn't miss any of her daughter in action. And that is a very comforting force for a 15, soon to be 16-year-old. If it's not going well, and it usually is, mind you, but when it isn't, to have that comfort when you look over. Still playing a big role despite the knee injury.
I was gonna say, I saw Lee out there warming Anna Lee up the other day, so she's still out on the court. I'm like, what are you doing?
Yeah, she said she can hit, you know, the ball just fine, just can't move laterally because of that very important ligament.
Out of the timeout, still 6-8. Oh, and that's what you can do off the bounce with that two-handed roll.
Just wicked, and that's the thing. How much left hand, if you want to pull it all the way across your body, you hit way more left hand. This one will be just enough down the middle. Coming up right here, you see Irvin slid to the right to fill this down the line. Beautiful shot by Bright.
A little bit of a switch on the side of Waters and Bright as Anna Lee with a ton of motion there, moving laterally.
8-6-2.
A ton of shape and spin on that ball, and I love that. Irina Tereshchenko just compounds that.
Yeah,
6-8-1.
Perfect placement where Anna Lee thought maybe Bright would be able to get that behind her, but couldn't get there.
Ooh, that's slippery from Anna Bright.
I mean, the degree of difficulty of sliding and then
6-8-2.
easing a two-handed backhand behind Irvin, who's sliding in front of you. Well done, Anna Bright.
Nice movement from Irvin. Irvin trying to dictate terms from the right side.
So if you have the two-hander cocked, it's behind you, and then pace can surprise you. You'll see this ball she gets is going to be late and goes deep.
And a point scored for Anna Lee Waters and Anna Bright. It's now 9-6.
And you see they like the offense that Bright is bringing from that left side of the court. And Anna Lee's like, okay, my two-way will be in the middle. We good.
Second serve.
And just a disgusted one-handed winner from Irvin's like, fine, I want the ball back. Let's go.
Right now trying their best to isolate Anna Bright. Anna Lee Waters is definitely crowding middle and letting her force be known, as it is now game point for Waters and Bright. And just like that, that's the pressure Anna Lee Waters can put on you. The missed dink wide. Game number 1 going to the number 2 seed, A squared, 11-6.
Yeah, you said it. You know, she didn't touch the ball there, but she's the reason there was a miss.
Now, without a doubt, so you can imagine Jessie Irvin and Irina Tereshchenko, they've got Scott Crandall on their box. There again as Lee Waters and Anna Lee Waters, coach and daughter. Why not? We'll be back with more. Game number 2 coming from Championship Court.
Match point, it's all up to me. Nothing can get in my way. And when they ask, what are you gonna do next? I'll say, I'm going. Oh.
We're going to Margaritaville!
You can go to Margaritaville too. Visit MargaritavilleResorts.com.
is the most electrifying man in sports. The epitome of hard work and the face of the game. Tyson McGuffin became an icon the same way Selkirk Sport did, with a team. Dedicated professionals with a passion for innovation and unrivaled commitment to the game of pickleball. Selkirk Sport. We are pickleball.
Everyone's been wanting to see this duo of Anna Bright and Anna-Leigh Waters, but take a look at the other side of the net. Jessie Irvin and Irina Tereshchenko. And who's that guy right in the middle?
That's Scott Crandall, one of the top senior pros. Enjoyed playing with and against that guy, and
Game 2,
really smart. He's Jessie Irvin's sort of coach and practice partner. He knows her game better than anybody.
Both these teams have somebody in their box working with them.
Side up.
A couple shorter bounces there for Anna Bright. A different location, not as extended
0-0-1.
on the side of the court. Great touch from Anna-Leigh Waters.
Second serve.
Looking for the ATP is Anna Bright.
Yeah, that ball got behind her, so then you need all that left hand to shape that around the post. Wasn't able to get enough of it.
What a wicked stroke from Anna Bright.
And it was the defense of her partner, Anna-Leigh Waters, that kept him in it way over there, and to keep the ball safe. Not easily done.
Second serve.
Ooh, that's a tough take. The slicing backhand of Irina Tereshchenko is not going to give you much. Ball just long of the baseline.
Yeah, you don't want to give this team freebies after they're already up a game right there.
Side up.
Wide open, but just didn't roll it enough again. It's like a left-handed forehand, but you've got to be able to put the right amount of roll. Just missed it too far.
Second serve.
And then got away with absolute murder there. That ball was up to Jessie Irvin and didn't get put away.
So still a little bit of a feeling out process here in game number 2. What teams making what adjustments? Counter adjustments will take place is the next question.
Yeah, and I think, you know, Bright and Waters have not played. They've practiced, but this is when, you know, there's somebody keeping score and there's a couple people talking about you. What do we want to do? And they really seem to like, and I agree with them, Anna Bright being on the left.
Yep, without a doubt, Anna Bright doing a nice job. That two-handed backhand. And it's a little bit more manageable, too, especially when you got Anna-Leigh covering more of that middle.
Yeah, there you saw Tereshchenko just decided before that was served that I'm going to hit a backhand and ran into a forehand that was easy. And this team, Anna-Leigh Waters, when she's playing, you look up and 3 points are scored in like 20 seconds. It's the danger of playing her. You already have Ben Johns with a Triple Crown opportunity. This is her chance to get there.
Our last semifinal taking place on Championship Sunday. We still have all of our finals to go. I'm loving that from Anna Bright, the speed up through the middle.
Yeah, so she knows she's going to get the majority of the balls in the dink rally. And if she sees one that she feels like she can crack, she's doing it. It's comforting to know that your partner can get you out of jail, too, if you choose the wrong ball. Oh, my.
Goes with the short hop, and somehow it finds its way back over the net. That's lofted high, and the combo was there, but Just a little bit too low for Anna Bright.
Yeah, you can see what she did with her paddle off camera. She hit down. You just got to hit through that. I love the execution, though. The execution fixed it, just the setup. And then threw that away and hit a two-hander right down the middle, Cam.
Well, and that's what you can do with that much spin off the paddle of Anna Bright. She's working with the Yola. Waters has a paddle tech in her hand. Nice footwork from Jessie Irvin, and that ball couldn't decide which way it was gonna fall. Unfortunately for Irina Tereshchenko, it came her direction. Perfect placement, taking some pace off. Not letting that ball bounce is a huge part.
And just the fact that she was able to get to that first ball, I mean, that's a ball I don't know that any other lady on tour, because it's the explosion, but it's the anticipation. She's got everything working, Cameron.
Without a doubt, Annalie Waters, the #1 player in the world. Right now, she's up 5-0.
It's a gas card. You can always use gas.
Always.
Wait, but you have a...
Thank you.
Hey, do we need gas?
Nope.
How about now?
Still no. Hey, remember Daddy's birthday's tomorrow.
A gas card. I could use this.
Hey, that...
Evolve your journey beyond the pump in the first ever Tucson plug-in hybrid EV.
Hi, I'm Rick Barry. I used to play professional basketball. Now I'm into pickleball. Performance is really important, but also recovery is actually just as important.
AlloMD is a product that I use constantly before my matches and after my matches for my recovery.
Great for inflammation, great for recovery. I keep coming back to this. AlloMD all day long, baby.
I use it.
I use it.
I use it.
I use it.
I use it. AlloMD, Acute Relief Cream.
Annalie Waters and Anna Bright are bouncing around, and rightly so, because they have a 5-point advantage now in game #2. This is the Hyundai Masters, the first event on the Carvana PPA Tour. Women's semifinal action, one spot left in the women's final. Lucy Kovalova and Callie Smith await the winner of this.
Yeah, Irvin a little bit off the line and reaching off the short return. Perfect placement from Annalie Waters, and they are on a rampage.
Speaking of a rampage, she poaches from the right side with a two-handed backhand, only Annalie.
Yeah, and if you're Tereshchenko, you're like, I hit the ball I wanted to hit there. I just got beat. Sometimes you got to just tip your cap.
And that ball just long.
And this is what frenetic movement can really cause. Just all sorts of problems. You don't know where to hit the ball on the other side.
Second serve.
Second serve now, but still an 8-point advantage for Waters and Bright.
And those smiles on the faces of Waters and Bright are so dangerous. They're so comfortable right now.
Full extension from Annalie. And the points just keep coming their direction. It's now 9-0.
Yeah, we saw those snow-capped peaks, and the snowball effect of their movement and their swings are the difference right here.
There's Irina Tereshchenko. Nice placement on the counter.
Yeah, it's finally one of those two, the third seed, hitting down. They've been hitting up the entire game.
Anna Bright again working off the bounce on the backhand side. Great recovery from Anna Lee and a friendly bounce. The rally now continues. Lobbed up, who's there? They both are. Saved again and again, but finally it comes to a conclusion. First point on the board for Irvin and Terashenko after this amazing rally.
I mean, this is why people love women's doubles on the PPA Tour. The gets are incredible, the athleticism, the oohing and ahhing of the crowd says it all.
She's just going swing after swing after swing. He's got plenty of room. 2-9 now. They have switched side. Anna Lee Waters on the left. And a good lead.
Yeah, and sometimes just the point before that can dictate that, because the amount of running they did, I don't feel like running all the way over there. I'm going to be a liability for maybe a point or two. Let's just play it straight up. Smart choice there by the Annas.
Side out.
Side out back to Waters and Bright now.
And that just cannot happen if you're going to make any comeback.
Playing a loft on that third. Still trying to work her way in now as Anna Bright finds an opportunity. And she just keeps sending it.
Yeah, and they're sending a message by like, yeah, we got up 9-0 playing one way, and we're going to go ahead and finish playing the other way in case you guys had any thoughts about what you want to do to us. We're going to do stuff to you. It's really smart.
It's match point for Waters and Bright. And there it is. Anna Lee Waters and Anna Bright. A phenomenal game two. They take the victory in women's semifinals 11-6 and 11-2. So they will be taking on Lucy Kovalova as well as Callie Jo Smith.
Just impressive. You wonder how these new partnerships are going to work out, and they were dominant from start to finish. Got pushed a little in the first game, and that's when they put Anna Bright on the left side, and everything was roses after that. They're going to be tough to beat, but the top seed will be ready later today.
There's a look at what they are fighting for, the Masters Trophy. Sits courtside. We'll be back with some finals action after this.
Stay, play, and dine in Margaritaville. Escape while enjoying Margaritaville's signature casual luxury, fun, and laid-back hospitality. Visit MargaritavilleResorts.com.
Miller Lite has more taste and only one more calorie than Michelob Ultra.
Introducing Skechers Pickleball. They're ultra lightweight and responsive for incredible speed. They have Goodyear rubber outsoles with a specialized pickleball design for increased side-to-side stability and agility. Conquer the court in comfort. Skechers Pickleball, the official footwear of the Carvana PPA Tour.
Welcome back to the Hyundai Masters presented by Invited. We're at beautiful Mission Hills Country Club in Rancho, Mirage, California. And usually we don't play the quarters and the semis of men's and women's doubles on Sunday, but the weather said we needed to, and the 2 seed looked fantastic in their semifinal, so they will play the top seed later today. Hannah Johns is standing by with Anna Lee Waters. Anna Bright, take it away, Hannah.
Thanks, Dave. I'm here with our winners. They're headed to the final later on today, Anna and Anna. Guys, that was a phenomenal match. You guys played so well, and you really came out particularly strong in game 2. What was working so well?
Yeah, well, we are a new partnership, so the more we play together, the better we're going to get. And I feel like in that second game, you know, we had gotten used to each other on the court, especially, you know, after all the rain delays. So I think we just got really comfortable, started playing our game, being aggressive, and we came out on top.
Well, guys, some of the fans and spectators have voiced that how are 2 such aggressive, powerful, dominant forces on the court going to pair up together? How do you answer that question?
That's very, very kind, but anyone who's watched Anna Lee play with her mom knows that, that's their recipe for success as well. So I'm, you know, really unfortunately got hurt. Really nice to have her coaching me, providing me some wisdom, and really lucky to be able to step on court with her, and we're having a lot of fun, bringing a lot of pop, bringing a lot of power, and dialing it in, and hopefully our next match will be even cleaner.
Well, we're already getting inundated with references to Anna squared out here, but I know that you hate being called Anna, Anna Lee. What is your answer to that? What do you want fans out there to call this partnership?
Yeah, I mean, that's kind of cool to think about it. I just never thought of myself as an Anna because I always thought of Anna as like a passive kind of name, but now that I know Anna, I know that's totally not true. So maybe people can start calling me Anna. I'm going to think about it. So Anna squared works for now.
Well, you are AL to a lot of people. I know you're AB. Is that right?
I think that's the way to go. ALAB.
I love it. All right, ladies, good luck later. We're going to take a quick break, but we'll be back with lots more pickleball.
The future of pickleball is here. Welcome to Top Court. For my top tip, when it comes to hitting serves, you want your serves to land back here in this area.
You want to keep that paddle towards your body, and it's more of a push with my shoulder.
Thank you to Pickle Roll. It can be installed anywhere, temporarily or permanently on any flat area. So I have a feeling Pickle Roll is going to be a big part of our future.
We owe great times to good friends, to the glasses that spark conversation, to the ideas that then pour out. Ours came from a night like that.
All right, next up on Championship Sunday, it's the rematch. We've been waiting for the rematch we love to see over and over and over again. Riley Newman and Matt Wright facing off against the Johns brothers. Ben and Colin, Cameron Irwin alongside Dave Fleming, and this is the one everyone looks for. It's gone back and forth. We were just trying to do the math over the last year of which direction this has favored, and it seems as if at this point it's still Ben and Colin.
It is. They won a majority at the beginning of the year. Then in the middle, there was a little run, and Atlanta had sort of switched over, but they won 9 of the 13 heads up. Now, in the last 2, they've both won 1. We heard Riley Newman saying, I'm known as the #2 player. I want to be the #1 player in the world. Well, if you want that, you got to beat the #1 player in the world, and that is Ben Johnson. Looky here, he's across the net from you. So there is the menu. Now go do it.
Yeah, without a doubt. Now, usually we've been playing our finals matches, our gold medal match, 3 out of 5. But because of all the time constraints with our rain delay yesterday, we're going to be playing the majority of our finals 2 out of 3. So that's a good reminder to our viewers as they get set for this one. So just in terms of some identification, if you're watching this matchup for the first time, just give us a little bit of insight into each of these players and the threat they bring to the pickleball court.
Absolutely. So you see near court here, that's Riley Newman, who he will be all over the place in the middle of the court. He has what we call that pancake grip, where he basically, if you put the paddle flat on the ground, you just pick it up on the top of it. That's the way he holds the paddle. And he is going to be wanting to be a menace. So it's his offense. These were 2 big alphas that had to figure it out last year. Matt Wright's going to play the right side. That makes it easy for all of us. And he is going to be looking to flick forehands at Ben Johns. What they found when they had a couple of wins is they were attacking his backhand. We'll look for them to do that. We will see Colin and Ben Johns dink the ball in the middle, where Riley Newman and Matt Wright are less lethal off the bounce. Not in the air, but they got to make the ball bounce in the middle. Colin Johns will be playing that right side specialist role. He's much better than that, but he will be countering. And then Ben Johns, the GOAT, is going to be everywhere with all his tricks, including some of these twoies we've seen. This is going to be a lot of fun.
Well, there's the first rally, and the nice defense from Riley Newman to get us started. Unbelievable. No better way to start the men's final than that. Matt Wright and Riley Newman have their hands in the air. They've lost the ball.
Another hour of that, please. It almost hit the camera we have perched up above. It was coming right at it. But, I mean, that is the intensity that these 2 teams know that they've got to have. The other thing we'll have, Cameron, is at the end of the last time these 2 played, Colin Johns and Riley Newman were chirping, and I'm talking lots of chatter in between points and when they switch sides. We'll see if some of that happens here in the desert.
Ooh, that is a wicked counter right there from Ben Johns, right at the knees of Riley Newman. All right, so you heard it from Dave Fleming. Watch out for the chatter. Great touch. He tries to catch Ben as he works back to the middle there, but just a little high on the flick.
Yeah, because you know Ben is going to be moving to the right, like some sort of magnet is pulling him that way, but that's just because he wants to impose his will.
And there's the combo from Riley Newman. Loves to speed that ball up middle, slide more middle, and close out.
1-1-2.
Riley Newman, originally out of Washington, now living in Arizona.
Point.
Matt taking a step back, trying to speed that ball up. Looks like maybe something on the court.
Yeah, he just hit a pebble or something well into the, I mean, that's the level of precision that these players can tell that a ball took a bad hop off of a minuscule little pebble, or he just missed the shot.
Point.
Another miss there from the Wichita product. He was born and raised in Wichita, Kansas.
3-1-2.
He still resides. He's a corporate attorney, so in case you have some legal needs. I'm Matt Wright. And it's so impressive to watch these men slide left to right, the court coverage that they can have, but it's all a matter of a scouting report as well.
Yeah, they know what's going to come at them, and then they don't want their bodies to be exposed for a body shot like that. You've got to be able to slide. Now, sometimes, like Matt did there, you'll slide into where the ball goes, and that's the counter of the counter to go after. I know you're going to do it, so I'm going to do something a little different.
And that's where we have seen some athletes find success. The off-speed speed up on the backhand side of Ben. It's an area he's been focused on.
Yeah, because Matt loads that up. Where's it going? Number one, and then at what pace? And nice variety from Matt right there. there's the willpower.
Side out.
The willpower of Riley Newman trying to get that ball over the top. Ben and Colin, again, the #1 men's team in the world out of Maryland. He swung at that and still had enough time to get a second shot on it.
Yeah, they got exactly what they wanted, that speed up to the backhand of Johns, but he was able to keep it just close enough to the net where you couldn't attack it.
Yeah, that's the touch of Ben Johns right there.
Second serve.
Trying to take enough pace off.
Yeah, these Johns boys are from Maryland and now have moved to Austin, Texas, where they're hanging out. So a lot of great players in Austin.
There are a lot of great players. Also, another hub is Florida, several out of Delray Beach area. Naples. Crowd's loving it here on Championship Court. It's so fun to look at this replay because you can see our entire crowd. They're also covering the court just at the baseline and above these athletes as well. Sending that well into the sky is Matt Wright. We've seen this from defense too. Now just tossing the ball high into the air, trying to force them to score a point with a lob. Third shot gets him there. It nearly gets it done. Wow, what defense.
They had what they wanted at this point because that ball right there from Wright, and he just didn't have the paddle up in time. Great counter from Ben after all those overheads.
Side out.
Yeah, the other thing I'm going to be watching is Colin John's wrist. We saw him messing with that in the semifinals. I've seen nothing to indicate any issue from him right now. Just something to keep an eye on.
And you saw it was his left,
yes.
Correct? Okay. Yeah, so luckily not that right side. I mean, still critical when you're playing pickleball without a doubt, but.
Yeah, he'll hit some two-handed backhand resets and counters, but.
Side out.
That's the difference right there. They're going to come at Ben's backhand, be ready for the second ball. Certainly was there.
Riley liked that shot from his partner, Matt Wright. Score remains 2-4.
Second serve.
Riley hitting 2 on one side, 1 on the other. That ball just continues to get lower and lower. It's going to be hard to continue to counter that ball. How did Matt Wright get that back? And another. Matt Wright came to play.
And these are the types of points this team needs to get the crowd behind them, because they will start talking. They'll start calling balls that are 4 feet out, 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 out. You're going to hear a lot of that. It's what drives them to be here and why they've won. Not a lot of times against this team, but they certainly have beaten them, and they are a force to be reckoned with. They just need that little extra energy to go with it.
Point.
And a missed flick roll from Ben Johns.
4-4-2.
4 apiece now.
Side out.
So keeping things close now are Wright and Newman. We're gonna have to find some defense as the ball changes sides. Serve for the Johns. Beautifully done from Colin Johns, sliding and finishing the point.
And he can do that because Big Brother's huge forehand is sitting there in the middle, so he can slide outside the sideline and just sit backhand.
Second serve.
The margin for error on that shot from Riley Newman is so minute because they're sliding and pressuring that right side.
Yeah, there's 3 inches of room right there, and he found it.
You gotta be absolutely perfect. Slam dunk from Riley Newman. Tweener! Scooped blocked yet again. Beautiful defense, and man, at the hand of Perseus, Ben Johns finishes the point.
Off with Medusa's head. I mean, that's the type of point that Riley and Matt really want to win because they'd be going bonkers. But we watched that entire point with smiles on our faces as the crowd was oohing and awing. I mean, we knew the level would be great. It has been absolutely fantastic, and that's a good timeout from Wright Newman right there.
So after a big momentum play and down by 2, time to take a timeout.
Why is Aaron happy? Well, just days ago, his old wheels gave out. But he knew Carvana had his back. That's because Carvana had tens of thousands of cars under $20,000. So Aaron's folks could help him out with a sweet ride. No way. Yes way. With the most cars under $20,000 and our car vending machines, we'll drive you happy at Carvana.
Well, you're definitely enjoying some of this championship court coverage because this men's final is going to be a good one. It already is. Just 2 points of difference between Ben Johns, Colin Johns, Riley Newman, and Matt Wright in this men's gold medal match. That's how the game started as well. A wild firefight. Now a 3-point advantage for the Johns.
Yeah, there's no way for Newman to take that ball back cross court in that amount of time. So that's why Colin can continue to slide, and it puts the ball on his little brother's paddle.
I have no idea how Colin just got that ball back. He somehow slid his paddle from the left side of his body to the right side and still hit a backhand.
He knows how to grip the ball to be able to leave the paddle face open to give it a chance, and it was absolute perfection.
Starting to get away from Matt Wright and Riley Newman. It is now 9-4.
And it's not accidental with Colin Johns. He has a library of every shot, every player. I mean, his mental capabilities are as good as anybody. So that is the thing you run into with these two, what they can do with the paddle and what they can do with their mind.
Squashing that forehand.
Yeah, Matt Wright, net cord specialist here in game number 1.
He's had like 6
yeah,
of them.
He keeps saving them.
Like if I tried to chase one of those down, I might pull another disc.
Yeah,
pull my back.
People usually panic with that, and he is certainly not, or they have to go to the chiropractor like Cameron.
Yeah, exactly. Some steady dinking now. That was interesting. Again, the off speed at different times, it can catch you off guard. You can be early, you can be late, and all of a sudden you're not finding the right side of your paddle.
Yeah, you don't see Ben misread a ball very often. He certainly did there.
A lot of lateral movement there from Riley Newman. Showing his quick feet.
Second serve.
I mean, that was a gorgeous shot from Matt Wright, but an even better recovery from Ben Johns.
Well, he wants you to go there. And it seems like it's open, but he wants you to go there, and then he knows where the ball after that's going to go, and he finishes. That's why it's so frustrating. And that's why he's the best player in the world.
Side out.
Another side out. So this time, Ben and Colin up 4 points, 9-5.
9-5, 1.
Very well done, Colin Johns again. The ability for these athletes now to slide the ball off the edge of their paddles as a finishing move. Take a look at this last one from Colin Johns. You'll get a look, hopefully, on this replay.
It's coming. There it is.
There it is. Swiping that ball. It's game point.
Second serve.
An ambitious reach there from Ben Johns. You got some room, you might as well test the waters.
Yeah, he's trying to bring that back across Matt Wright's body and tag him or get him in a weird position, unable to get it.
Point game.
Oh, no.
So game number 1 going to the Johns brothers, Ben and Colin, 11-5. They had a pretty gnarly semifinal to come into this, but they look like they have found their true form here in the gold medal match.
Brewed with Valencia orange and coriander, Blue Moon is one of a kind. Something this unique could hang in a gallery. But then, you wouldn't be able to grab it. Sure, something so well crafted might belong in a frame, but then you wouldn't be able to drink it. So, we framed it with our signature glass instead. Blue Moon, one of a kind, every time.
At Baird, we offer a different, more holistic approach to wealth management. With your career, family, friends, and community, finding time for you and making sure your family's financial plans are on track can be a real challenge. At Baird, our financial advisors get it. We'll partner with you to create a unique financial plan and coordinate with your legal and tax advisors to bring it all together so you have more time for what matters most.
So many great people are with the Carvana PPA Tour, a great group that travel around, is also our officiating crew. We got to give a shout out to our current crew, Mark Thomas, Michael Kunkis, Norman Velgunt, and James Koo, currently working this men's final. Now time to get game 2 underway.
Yeah, we saw a couple of misses from Matt Wright to start game number 1, and then he got it going, and there was all that fire, and in the middle of that match, it was as good as it gets, and then some errors crept back in. And then Ben Johns crept back in.
I don't know if Ben Johns creeps. I think he just comes in full flying. You got to watch out for him.
Side out.
There's Riley Newman.
0-2-1.
A tennis and basketball player at Seattle University in Washington.
Second serve.
Yeah, just the focus and intensity from the Johns brothers in this match is going to be hard to overcome. It certainly happened, but they got to get going.
Feels like some of those big rallies we had in game number 1, if those start to go your direction, that's a huge momentum shifter.
For sure. Especially when that is the fuel for Wright and Newman.
Newman continuing to work with that 2-hand backhand. Reset the ball up. but that's just enough air underneath of it for Johns to attack.
Yeah, and a perfect spot gets Matt Wright reaching.
Second serve.
Okay, a little pep in the step of Wright and Newman there after that miss.
2-1-2.
And a miscommunication, and they get a little lucky with the net cord there. Wasn't necessarily how they drew it up, but it works in their favor.
They were 1% chance to win that point until that went off the tape there. That's a clean winner into 10 feet of open court. Sometimes a little lady luck never hurt anything.
1-2-1.
You'll take it. 1-2 is the score.
Point.
Nice play from Riley Newman. So much fun comes with this sport, and especially with its growth. Riley Newman has a flight out to Australia this evening out of LA, where he's going to be doing some pickleball work as well. Teaching the Aussies how to play.
Point.
Ball just long, so 2-2.
3-2-1.
Excuse me, 3-2.
Second serve.
Oh, and the shoulders, it was like his whole body collapse there. You don't want to miss a third when you're on a run and you have a little pressure on the other team. Oh my, 2 in a row. So that's tough. And you know, we'll look back on game 2. Was this a turning point or not?
No, that's a great point by you. And actually just came up back-to-back times, to your point.
Second serve.
Still staying steady, though.
Yeah, and Riley has just now decided to just fire at Colin Johns. Somebody's always resetting. Keep going there. Make them counter.
Playing with the middle now. Just keeps going, and that again is one of those extended rallies. I mean, you've got to go hats off to the Johns brothers. They play defense, get back to neutral, and then they find an opportunity like this to turn the tables.
Yeah, and all of that isn't possible without the Colin Johns reset clinic in the middle of that. Just ridiculous, under siege, and keeps putting the ball in a safe place.
Side out.
That time he actually chose to sort of half counter it, and that actually was not the right choice there. Needed to be able to get a full slap at something. So, okay, tied up.
Point.
Missed return. Rare from Ben Johns.
Yeah, a couple misses here. Missed roll volley earlier was one of the points. So, Wright and Newman will happily accept.
Point.
That's a big-time play from Riley Newman. It looked like he was actually going to be running for the forehand poach. He stays, covers the line.
5-3-1. Second serve.
That time Colin Johns is sitting forehand. He's like, go ahead, bring that to me, and smacks it and sets up baby brother for the winner.
And there it is again. Riley Newman starting to feel it.
And they're starting to feel louder, too, to all of our ears. And that is good news for Wright and Newman.
Oh, Matt Wright coming in with the backhand punch. It's now 7-3.
Yeah, and the Johns brothers are not a team that likes to take timeouts. So
No.
I don't think you'll see it unless it gets dire here. And the reason for that is they want to keep playing. They don't want to give you any thought that you have done something to us. We'll be just fine.
3-7-1.
Fantastic confidence, well earned too on the side of the Johns brothers.
Second serve.
Another clean winner volley from Matt Wright.
Well, and it's interesting. It's almost as if the drives keep coming to Matt and Riley, but they continue to have great timing on their fourths. nice shot from Ben as Riley continues to create middle.
Yeah, so he's got the paddle on the right side of his body, so watch how he's got to like change on one and then just can't get over there the second time.
Just the steadiness of Colin Johns in the middle of that. He just looks like he's standing flat-footed, but the resets continue to be beautiful. That's the one right there.
7-4-1.
Just wild work, even though this goes to Newman. And right.
Point.
Tries to counter both of those.
And there's some of those louder, no, that's out all day. Here comes the chirping.
Trying to find the ball right now. I mentioned that there was a pretty fantastic matchup for the Johns brothers in the quarterfinals. They faced off
8-4-1
against Johnson and Frazier. That went all 3 games to its conclusion.
Second serve.
And you can just continue. You start to see the patterns take shape, especially in those firefights. The direction of the ball and who's able to redirect really determines the winner there.
Yeah, Colin Johns again sliding and being able to get on top of it. That was a big shot for them in winning game number 1. He's been more resetting here in game 2. That's why they're down. And then Matt Wright back through the middle, and now he's urging the crowd to come along for the ride.
I'm surprised this hasn't happened earlier. I thought these two were going to start getting the crowd on their side from about the start of game 2. And another. Yeah, see, there's some more chatter. You knew it was coming.
10-4-2.
Crowd's like the 12th man.
Hello, Seattle.
It's game 2. And not quite so fast. So 4-10, they've put themselves in a very good position. They've got to earn 2 balls back, though.
I mean, that's what Matt Wright, you want to put a ball in my forehand, I'm speeding it up to Ben's backhand, and then I'm coming at him again, and then Riley's going to step in, much like we've seen Ben step in next to Colin. Riley does it there.
There's the pace of Ben Johns flying in.
5-10-2.
It's now 5-10. Corner pocket, Riley Newman.
I mean, that is why they paint the corner, because that is exactly what he did. He painted the corner. Just show it to him.
10-5-1.
Love this side angle view of what Riley Newman's doing.
Game point for Newman and Wright. And there it is, game 2, a little chest bump to his partner, Matt Wright. 11-5. So exactly the opposite of game number 1. 11-5 to the Johns, and then 11-5 to Newman and Wright. We'll be back with game 3.
Match point, it's all up to me. Nothing can get in my way. And when they ask, what are you gonna do next? I'll say, I'm going. Oh.
We're going to Margaritaville!
You can go to Margaritaville too. Visit MargaritavilleResorts.com.
coming up at the top of the hour. TC live at the Australian Open. Again, that's coming up at the top of the hour. But for now, we got to finish up our men's final here from the Hyundai Masters of the Carvana PPA Tour. The first stop in 2023. 25 total stops, and I wouldn't be shocked. There's probably going to be an extra 2 or 3 thrown in there. Why not?
Come play where the pros play. And these pros are playing right in Newman, sped it up a little more at Colin Johns, and then going after that Ben Johns backhand. It worked. We'll see what happens in game 3.
If you're just joining us, this is the men's final, game 3, starting right now. Winner take all at this point. It's a race to 11. Must win by 2. Calling Ben Johns on the near side of your screen.
Nice, Riley.
That's Riley Newman with that wicked backhand.
Yeah, and the other interesting thing is that Newman and Ben Johns will face each other in the mixed final as well. So a lot of bragging rights on the line here this afternoon.
Without a doubt, Ben Johns with a shot to find a triple crown. As does Annalie Waters. Ooh, twinkle toes, Colin Johns. Just enough space for the Ernie.
And just a dainty little touch there, just keeping it in the kitchen. Well done.
Point. One, 0-2. Side out.
So this is really coming down to who can dictate. Saw Ben Johns take a high third and just crack it right down the middle. Which side will be able to impose their will?
Ben Johns looking to impose his will there as he misses that just wide of the court. And to your point, you're 100% right. Game 2, it felt as if Matt and Riley started to take the ball off the bounce, speed up a little bit more frequently, and we're winning more of those firefights. And Colin Johns just held his ground, but that last one proved to be a little too much of a challenge.
So they're going to the outsides. They know that Colin is sliding. They know that Ben's backhand's where they want to go, and it's working.
Second serve.
Hard to time that big wind-up from Ben Johns.
Saw the Cobra ready to strike up there. Look at that.
Ben on the move.
Point.
I love that. They dinked about 3 different locations before the speed up, so they're showing him all different kinds of looks.
Yeah, and then Matt's like, the minute I get a ball I like, I know where it's going. He knows where it's going, but I'm okay with that.
There is Riley Newman. Jump in the corner.
Yeah, and the fourths need to be better from the Johns brothers, as a passive ball like that just can't happen. That was actually a 6th.
There's the net court everyone loves. And another one. Couldn't put enough sauce on that one to get it over.
Yeah, only the Johns brothers like that next one. Packed in around the court back there. Love it.
Amazing.
Point.
And again, Ben Johns finding an opportunity out of the middle of the court. Just that right shoulder of Riley Newman. It's tough for him to cover.
So that time it was Matt Wright speeding it off the backhand, easier for Ben Johns to handle.
And that actually is set up from a fantastic dink. When you pressure somebody on a dink, that pop-up, you better watch out.
Yeah, you set yourself up and everybody's like, okay, dink with a purpose, what does that mean? Well, that's what it means right there.
Point.
And there are definitely different ways that you can dink with a purpose. It's not just pace, it's location, it's spin, and it's a scouting report on the other side of the net.
Absolutely, and variety, and then where are the targets? Where's safety?
Second serve.
mentioned some of the targets right now for Newman and Wright on the exterior of the court.
Yeah, in the air when they're attacking, for sure.
The fourth, such an important play in this game, especially at this level with how dangerous the third ball is, especially those hybrids coming in now, the drop shots. That fourth has to be just about perfect.
Yes, it does. Or you're welcoming trouble, and you're the team that's allegedly in control because you're returning, and they have to let that bounce.
4-3-1.
4-3. Uh-oh.
Okay.
Matt Wright is walking away to the baseline, looking over his shoulder.
And screaming, come on. They're hearing them all the way at the ocean. We're not near the ocean.
Few hours. Crafty from Matt Wright.
And then he changed his pattern, and that's the discipline you need. When the ball's on that side, Colin Johnson's just sitting there on his tui. Just go ahead. If you speed it up, I'm going to punish you. Matt has not been doing that, and sometimes you just get worked up in the moment. Can't do it.
Taking one out of the air. Right now, mostly just short hopping. Oh my goodness. What play from Matt Wright. That's the second time we've seen him reach all the way to his left on the forehand and find that just filthy ball.
And that's really smart by him of knowing where the reply from Ben Johns off the forehand is going to be. He's got the next shot ready. And maybe that carbon face has given him a little more spin to try that sliding inside out ball that gives him a ball to go. So it's that one, then the speed up, then the counter, then the finish. That's how far ahead these guys are looking.
It's hard enough for me to keep track even now. I'm like, they're thinking 4 balls in advance at this point. Just absolutely wild as it's now the change of ends, 6-3. And again, at the top of the hour, we've got TC Live coming from the Australian Open. You're not going to want to miss that. But for now, we focus in on the men's final. After the change of ends, we're playing 2 out of 3. So that's how we find ourselves inching towards a championship point here. They switch sides. Sun not as much of a factor now on one side of the net as it is pretty much completely overcast. Nice pickleball weather, though.
Perfect.
And he just continues to bring the hammer.
Yeah, and that time, Matt Wright tried to be cute and slide a ball down the sideline, and that's not going to work.
Second serve.
And just a couple of sloppy points there, some missed thirds. In the second game, we saw missed returns. This team is on fire across from you. You got to make everything. Wow. There it is again.
Again, they did have just a little bit of a struggle, and rightly so, against a very formidable team in Dylan Frazier and J.W. Johnson, and they found a way to win. So even when things aren't working in your favor, the greatest athletes can figure it out. And these two do on a regular basis. But right now, they are up against a formidable front, and Wright and Newman.
Wow, and that is just an ugly possession by Wright and Newman there. A missed fifth, and then a third, like 4 squares up from the bottom of the net. That's how you're letting them get off the hook for them missing a couple of thirds. So we'll see if that pays big dividends for the Johns brothers.
Well, and there's the first strike. 4-6 now. Did a little bit of a around the horn there after the change of ends. I don't know how that didn't hit Colin. He got out of the way.
Yeah, and again, we talked about maybe 3 inches of room if you're going to go down that sideline. Now, he was remarkable in hitting that precise of a target in game 2. The margin is so slight that if you're not right on it, he'll either swat it or let it go. That one was weird off the tape, too, it looked like. So, nice matrix move by Neo Colin Johns there.
So 5-6, they earn 2 back. Now trailing by 1, and again, the greatest athletes figure it out when things maybe aren't going their way. Maybe some of their touches just slightly off, but these two, you can never let your foot off the gas pedal if you're facing them.
No, that's why that last time they had the ball back after a couple of Ben Johns misses, you want that in his head.
So right now, they're already back out on the court, ready to go.
Time in. 5-6-1. Point.
Big swing and a miss from Riley Newman, and Cameron, we're knotted.
6-6-1.
They just don't go away. Cuffing that ball back, both Johns and Newman. A little bit of a different wrist angle. That time he rolls. Oh, Ben Johns reaching just about as far as his body would let him go for the flick.
Again, the table tennis background, being able to be used to that type of a swing. And guess who has the lead, the top seed?
The score was 3-6 at the change of ends, and all of a sudden it's now 8-6, the opposite direction. The run for the Johns brothers just continues, and it's still first serve. There was some extra pace on that ball from Ben Johns.
Again, a very sloppy fourth right there, and it's just hammered.
9-6 first serve.
Second serve.
And then finally, a little bit more patience on the side of Wright and Newman.
Yeah, I mean, Matt had to wait till he got a ball that he could bring, and, you know, these players are willing to pull the trigger. They don't get too tight and not do what got them here.
Side out.
Nice shot. You hear it from Riley Newman and Matt Wright. So much needed side out. That was a 6-point run for the Johns. Oh man, and Ben Johns will just toy with you when he's working that inside out.
Yeah, you just don't know where that's going because he could fire that down the middle as well. That's why everything coming from the same place is so good for him.
And a good reach, another ball for Ben Johns. The flick, that wrist is a thing of danger.
Yeah, because Colin Johns did not slide into the middle to cover that. We saw a couple of those get through and stay in game 2. They look over their shoulders like, yay, we let it go on purpose.
And the ATP around the post, Ben Johns using every inch of court. And again, coming up, we'll have TC Live from the Australian Open at the conclusion of this match. Match ball. Ben and Colin.
Second serve.
Not so fast.
What a clutch shot there, and having that grip where he's got that paddle squared up, able to wipe it across the front of his body and save one.
Yes.
But there's another one coming right here.
Another match point opportunity for Ben and Colin Johns. paddles all around. Staying patient are Newman and Wright. Got the longest dink rally we've had. They're waiting for them, baiting them to take a shot. And then finally, the patience for Ben and Colin Johns. 11-6 in the third. They are your Masters champions.
Yeah, they know dinking in the middle is safe because it's not going to get a speed up. And Matt Wright decides to run around and just can't get the body there. And after switching sides, they didn't give up a single point after that. They win 8 in a row, Cameron.
So Ben Johns and Colin Johns, you saw the fist in the air for Colin. They played tough. Some of the points didn't look like they were at true form for Ben and Colin, but ultimately they still found themselves in a fantastic position. They played just well enough to beat Matt Wright and Riley Newman in 3 games. Big hugs for Ben Johns to his sister, and of course our sideline reporter, Hannah Johns. She's getting ready for the postgame. She's thrilled for both of her brothers.
Yeah, only baby brother carries her.
All right, let's see if we can get all of the Johns ready to go. All right, Hannah, take it away.
Well, welcome back to Championship Court. Ben Johns, Colin Johns, you guys have clasped the title here at the Hyundai Masters, and what a final game 3, down 3-6 in that final game. How did you come back all the way to take it?
Well, I guess that side turned out to be the better side. There were a lot of ebbs and flows in that match, and some of them were not really explainable to any one thing. I think that they're just a team that can catch fire, and you got to weather the storm, and that proved to help us through in that third game.
Well, this is a matchup we've seen time and time again all through 2022, but the talent is only getting better and better. How much longer are we going to see this same Championship Sunday look?
I have no idea, but obviously we played those guys a ton last year, and I think every final was enjoyable. And I think rivalries are great for the sport, so very welcoming to new people and new matchups and all that. That's exciting as well, but love seeing those guys in the final too.
Well, guys, a lot of people are talking about how the sport is evolving. We're seeing it really speed up and get aggressive. What is your take on that?
Certainly it's getting faster. I think the average shots from a couple years ago is definitely lower. So people speed up the ball sooner. Certainly patience is a virtue in our game still, but I feel like it's going more in that aggressive nature.
Well, with that, we're going to be able to present your trophy now. Dan Hewitson from Invited is going to come on court now to present your trophy along with Ches Gibson. Thanks, guys. Ches.
Yep. On behalf of Hyundai and Invited Clubs, we'd like to present you with this trophy and just congratulate you on an absolutely fabulous tournament. Good job, gentlemen.
Hoist that trophy, guys.
So your men's doubles champions to start out 2023, Ben and Colin Johns hoisting their glass trophy, much earned here at Mission Hills Country Club.
So the beauty of what we just saw there, Cameron, is what adversity does for you and what adversity earlier in the day does for you. We saw them in huge trouble in the match before this against Dylan Frazier and J.W. Johnson, and having been in that fight and been in that cauldron and know we're fine. They don't call timeout unless it's dire. We know what we need to do. We go back to the basics. They knew even on that last point, if we dink middle, we're fine all day. Let them try and speed it up. They got the error. When Riley and Matt went to the right choices, and those are such small targets, that's what got the rampage. You heard Colin Johns talk about the fact that sometimes a team gets hot and you just got to deal with that. They're talented players, but that's why they're champions. And I know Ben wants a triple crown coming out the gate. He's got one of the 3 spots. He's got 2 more to play later today.
So Ben Johns has a few more matches to play here on Championship Sunday, but he's got to be thrilled with the first alongside his brother. They have done a fantastic job to start 2023. You gotta love the energy and the amount of focus those two show every time they step onto championship court. A good reminder too, we have our mixed doubles final. That will air at 8 p.m. Eastern on Fox Sports 1. So if you want to catch that match, that's where you're gonna need to head. But thanks so much for joining us here on Tennis Channel. I've had so much fun, of course, with you, Dave Fleming, our resident pro senior pickleball player. I'm Cameron Irwin, and this has been your coverage from Championship Court here at Mission Hills Country Club. And again, this is the Masters on the Carvana PPA Tour. Coming up next, we've got TC Live from the Australian Open.